Good morning, everybody. Today is December 3rd and it's 7:10 a.m. and I just woke up a few minutes ago, brushed my teeth, washed my face, you know. So today I have my last exam in my class. I set like 100 alarms a day to make sure that I get up on time. My exam starts at 7:30 because I have extended time because I have test anxiety, which I never knew that I had before starting nursing school. But during my first semester, I've realized that I was always the last person leaving, like the last person leaving for legit every single exam. And going into second semester, it was the same thing. I was the last person leaving. I felt like I didn't have enough time. I felt very overwhelmed. And one of my nursing moms, Holly, she suggested, because she had extra time too, because I guess since she was older, she knew like what she needed and things like that. And like for me, I never needed anything like that. So she suggested it to me and she was like, hey, you know, maybe get the extra time. I know that you have, you know, your doctors, like they can help you get that extra time. If you need it, use it. If you don't need it, you don't have to use it, but you know, it could be a good thing for you. And ever since then, it was a really good thing for me. Well, it has been a good thing for me, but when I went into psych, I used it once. Matter of fact, did I even use it once? I think I used it one time, and the rest of the exams I took in a testing center, because we have a new testing center, and with the new testing center, it's like the computer, and then they have super high walls between everything, so you don't see anybody else. And I feel like that's a big thing for me. Like I need that focus. I need that focus, because like when I have the extended time, I go to take my exam in a different room in accessibilities, and I get my earplugs and I sit, I get to have my stress ball, and it just works for me. Because in nursing school, everything comes down to your exams, because basically your school is preparing you to pass the NCLEX to get your license. That's really it. Of course they care about you being a great nurse in person at the bedside and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, what matters is the numbers. Like your school wants to look good. Your school wants to make sure that the pass rate is like 90% and above every single time. And at the end of the day, if you don't pass your license exam, you're not going to be a nurse anyway. And like your exams count as like 45 to 50% of your grade, and then your finals 30%. So if you think about it, like 50, 60, 70, 80% of your grade comes from you memorizing information and spitting it back out in an exam. So that's the spiel about that. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully I do good on this exam. I didn't do as much reading as last time because I usually read the chapters, but Thanksgiving break really messed me up and I just haven't been as focused because my life is just up in the air and I don't like that. So just very overwhelmed, but ready to go. I just finished my exam, so when I take my exam, I take it in a different building because I have the extended time. But see, like the fact that I have the extended time, like right now it's 7:30. I mean, it's 8:30 and I went in at 7:30. So it took me an hour. So just because you have the extra time doesn't mean that you have to take it. So I didn't really need it this time. So therefore I just leave early and then I get my things together and then I head to my class, which I'm doing right now. For my last semester, we have a brand new NSTEMI building. So basically it's like for people who are involved in sciences and stuff like that. But the building is basically for nursing, to be honest, because we have so many simulation rooms, so many lab rooms now. Like it's so beautiful. I really wish they had all of this when I was a first semester student. But like I said, I'm very grateful that I was able to experience all this new stuff. So I'm about to head into lecture. Lecture is from technically 8 to 11:30. But since we have the exam today, lecture will start around probably like 9:45 because we go in and we take a group exam. So with the group exam, it can add some points onto your test. The max is 2 points, but you know anything counts, especially in a nursing school. After the group test, we don't get the answers back from that, but my teacher, she grades, well, every teacher in this program, they grade their exams really fast, like we usually know by the end of the day. Just wait on that, take the group exam, see and talk about why we picked what answers, and then just have a lecture for the rest of the day. Also, after I take an exam, I like to clean out my folder. So this is a lot of paperwork. So this is everything from exam 3 that I just took. So this has like the PowerPoints, everything that I wrote out beautifully that I always do, and some case studies that we did inside class. So basically now, to make my bag less heavier, I just take this whole chunk out. I'm gonna put it to the side for now, and when I go back to my dorm room, I'm gonna like put it together, like use a few of these clips and put them together, and I put it in another binder so I have everything in one place to study for my final, because after the Farm Quiz 3 next Monday, I have my final. A week or 2 after that, I don't know, I have to look. So now my folder is nice and light and fresh, and this just has like my syllabus and some paper in it. So now I'm ready to go in and start the new lectures. And then also I have this binder. This has all the PowerPoints printed out. You see there's only a few left that we have to do, so I'm gonna take this in with me so I can have all the new fresh PowerPoints for everything else we need to learn today. What do you have to say about nursing school?
So far?
Yeah.
I hope I pass. No, it's fun.
Okay, I'm not gonna get you yet.
No, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Good. And once Sarah is done getting dressed, I'm gonna put the camera on Sarah.
It is different as a guy, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of dudes.
Do you
stick close?
Do you feel like you have more of an advantage since you're a guy?
To get a job?
Yeah, to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I think that.
I might be late.
For,
so you're not gonna ride with me?
Gender
you can't go grocery shopping tomorrow. I don't want to go during the week.
No, there may be a
How are you gonna have enough time to go grocery
Maybe.
shopping? I do. It's close. Okay, I'll be there.
Okay, thank you, Ben.
Hopefully on time.
This is J-Ron.
What are you doing?
Hi, for my vlog.
I'm looking forward to nursing school no longer sucking the life out of me.
Whenever I wear these, I feel like a celebrity. So it's now 12 o'clock. And I just got my juice from Juicing Jar. This is actually a local business owned by 2 sisters, I believe. They are just so sweet and so nice. And I know this looks like vomit, but I promise you guys, it's so good. It has kale, carrot, blueberry, coconut water, and some celery. Oh my God. It's so good. And you guys, you know what? The thing is, if we were raised on eating good and healthy food all the time, we wouldn't think that healthy food is nasty. If you guys really think about that. Because if our parents were giving us like celery and fresh fruits and vegetables every single day, it would be something natural to us. But if we're raised on breads, fast food, meat, we're gonna think that all that stuff is good, and then everything else tastes nasty because like that's what we were given. If we were given fruits and vegetables when we were a child, plain with no seasoning, just have it in its pure form, at this point when we're like in our 20s or older, we wouldn't think that it was nasty. Like we would understand like we're eating to nourish our bodies. And that's what I had to get into, because a lot of people say, oh, how do you just eat like vegetables with no seasoning, no salt, no nothing? How do you drink vegetables with nothing? It's very simple. I know that I'm eating or drinking to nourish my body. That's why I can eat things and not think that it's nasty. Like, sure, like I think that some things are nasty. Like I'll never eat fish again and like stuff like that. But like plain vegetables like kale, I can eat on its own. Arugula, I can eat on its own. Regular lettuce, I can eat on its own. I can legit eat any type of vegetable on its own and be fine with it, because I've learned to appreciate the taste of natural food in its natural form and not chemicals, you know, and not seasonings. Like when you're putting seasoning on food, you're trying to make the food taste better. If you appreciate the food for what it is, you don't need all that type of seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool to put seasoning to like mix up like the flavor here and then, but if you don't like the base of the food and you throw a whole bunch of salt on it to make it taste better, it's like, why are you even eating that food? That's just how I think of it. I mean, I know some herbs are good for you, like thyme and rosemary and things like that, and adding that to the food is great, you know, but just throwing a whole bunch of salt and Cajun seasoning and hot spicy chili just to make it taste better, it's like, why? Like, why? But yeah, my juice is so good. Thank you to the girls at Juice and Jar. And of course I have my nettle tea with my mullein oil. I really don't know how to pronounce that. I should really learn how to pronounce that correctly for you guys, but I'll take it out of my pocket so you guys can see. This is the oil. So I use this oil, and I also have a tea that I use with the mullein, but for some reason they're out of stock, so I don't have it right now. So I'm about to drink this juice and prepare myself for my next quiz in pharmacology. I'm currently here in the library, just getting some sim charting done, as well as filling out the stuff of my clinical experience that I was working on last night.
I love this hoodie. I am a baby blue teddy bear whenever I wear this hoodie. Right now I'm back in Spot. Look, they put up the Christmas tree. So pretty. I love it in here. Of course, I have my nettle tea. And I'm just working on some stuff for school. We have to do a new post for a capstone experience, and I had to do something about my alternative experience in the ER. I finally finished that. And then this is for a nursing diagnosis, because I have to chart like 2 nursing diagnoses for a patient that was from the ER. So that's just what I've been doing. As far as my asthma, it's really been bothering me today. I think I might take my rescue inhaler later on tonight. I don't know. I really don't want to. I haven't taken it in a long time, and I really don't want to start it now. So I don't know. I took another Quisrin, which is something that also helps with asthma. I usually only take 2 a day, but today I took 3. So I'm hoping that that helps me out. I'm doing 2 bags of my nettle tea instead of my 1 usual. My eyebrows are always messed up. I guess I'll just wrap the video up here. It's only 6 o'clock, but I'm legit going to be in here until 10, just working on my stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really happy that you guys got to see some of my classmates, and I hope that what Ben said inspires some males to also be nurses and to be okay within the nursing field, because I feel like men should be accepted and want to work in nursing, because we need male nurses. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great night. Follow me on Instagram, HelloKathleenGreen. My Snapchat is BrownKathleen. Twitter, HelloKatGreen. I'm not usually on that, but you can follow me if you want. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I love doing this. Happy Vlogmas.